Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. We're on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Okay, well, I just wanted to do a little show and tell, that's all. Just some things that I've gotten, and I wanted to show it to you. First off, you may remember me telling you that I went to a leadership uh, day at my grandchildren's elementary school, and my granddaughter is in the 5th grade, and she's on one of the leadership teams. They're the Spirit leadership team, I think is what it's called. And so they had, for anyone that just wanted to learn more about their school and about how with the curriculum and anything, you could sign up to go. So I signed up, and it was so wonderful. We got there at 7:45 in the morning, and they had a wonderful coffee and donut breakfast set up for us. And then at each table, they had these beautiful little bags with these cute little guitars hanging off of them. These were made from a 3D printer. I thought that was so cool. I thought that was pretty neat. It's really interesting. Full agenda. My granddaughter did the opening for the ceremony. It was wonderful. Of course, I videotaped that, and she was just such a sweet little pumpkin about it all. We took a tour. We got to sit in on classes. We had a Q&A with the principal and the vice principal. We got to attend one of their assemblies where they give recognition to the students. Oh, it was just so fun. And then we had a lunch. But in these little bags this school has such an amazing, encouraging curriculum, and I'm sure most do. They gear everything around the 7 habits, the Stephen Covey 7 habits. So if you're familiar with those, they're really great to instill in just everyday life. And then these were inside. Now let's see what else was in there. We got a bottle of water with the school on it. But anyways, a pen that says "You are awesome." Their school colors are orange and black tigers. It says, and then this little notebook, it says, "Always remember that you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know." Oh my gosh. I mean, what a loving school. And then there's a little pouch here as well with the same saying. So, it was just so wonderful to be there. Anytime I get to spend time with my grandkids or learn more about my grandkids' life, I take advantage of it. And my little grandson, who is in the 3rd grade, was sitting in the bleachers at the assembly, and then I spied me, and of course I'm waving like I'm waving in a airplane, but he has his hands down to the side, and then just one little wave kind of below the pocket line, to Grammy, like, "I see you, don't act like you know me," but he was such a little sweet. He smiled real big. Oh, I love it. So, okay, so there's that. This is a Roxy Creations. This is one of her freebies that I got from being on her email list. And I believe I went to her, I've been on it for a long time now, but I believe I went to her YouTube, Roxy Creations. And if you go into the description, I think you can join her email through there. And then she sends out freebies. And once you join, you get all the freebies. So she gives you the archives. Well, you may have seen on my Facebook that a friend and I were trying to decide if we could print on fabric, and if it would set, like, is it going to run when we launder it? So I did a experiment, and what I did is she brought me some iron-on paper that you can, iron your fabric to and then put it through. I have an Epson Eco, so inkjet sent that through. So then what I did was I printed this image. So this is just the paper, and this is the image on cream cotton, and I haven't ironed it. But I printed it on here, and then what I did was I cut it in half, and I heat set this side, and I did not heat set this side. And then I put them in hot water because I figured laundering anything with a print you're going to do in cool water. But I thought, worst case scenario, what's going to happen? And so I put them in hot water, and they both faded a little bit. Not this one with the red didn't fade. This was the heat set. It did not fade as much. Now, it did fade. It's not as crisp, obviously, as this, and it wasn't on white. It was on cream to begin with. But isn't it still beautiful? So pretty. And then this one was not heat set. It did fade quite a bit. But I'm glad I tried the heat set with the red, because I think that would have really run if I hadn't heat set it or faded. Now, one thing that is great about it is it did not run. It didn't run. Like, I don't have halos of pink everywhere. So I was happy with that. So if you're interested in the products and stuff that were used, I think I listed them on the Facebook where I showed this on the Facebook. And that's Joey. Let me show you. Joey & Jenny's Little Yellow House. That's our Facebook page. So, okay, hope to see you over there. And then these are just some flea market finds. Or this might have been at a thrift store. It was these 3 for $2, and I thought they were really sweet. And then I got these for, I think, $1 each. I think this is a full yard. I loved it. Thought it was really neat. I love this. And then I found these vintage scarves, and I like to bind journals with those too, or wrap them up with these as well. So I thought that was a good find. What else? Okay, so then I was on Facebook. I don't know what happened, but I was on Facebook. I've never bought myself any good fabric scissors. Kathy had given me this pair, which I love, and I do. She put this little tag on it, fabric only. And I do use these for fabric only, and they cut really well. But I like to have a couple of different ones and different weights, depending on how much you're cutting. So this one, you're supposed to be able to cut through quite a few. Does it say on here? It doesn't say. I can't remember what the advertisement said, how many you could cut through. But I thought I would unbox it with you. This came through like a Facebook ad, and they got me on it. I keep these this little seam ripper at my desk. You can see it's been curved because I use it to unbind books, when they're stitched together. So I use that little, kind of like a little hook. So, another thing is I brought over some of Kathy's fabric that is stacked up, because I thought, let's see how many we can cut through without it pushing the fabric, or folding the fabric. So we'll try it. And then these are just a little set, which I don't have a good pair of little set. I do have the Tim Holtz, but I use it for paper. I don't use it for fabric. I mean, I have used it for fabric, but it's not just a fabric, when you're sewing. Okay, let's look at this one first. This is the 9-inch blade. Get it open. Okay, message from the owners. They want to thank me. I don't know what that, oh, that's grease. Probably scissor grease. What does it say? Anything about that? No. Sometimes it'll say these have been, your shears have been greased. Wow. I mean, they're heavy duty. Now, the handle has the rubber on it. Dipped in, rubber. It's a pretty good weight. I can see where they might be pretty heavy though. If it's got quite a bit of oil. Let me grab some paper towel here. I can see if I don't want to cut the blade, use the blade with it. If you had a lot to cut, your hand maybe you might want to go with your rotary because, you know, it could be pretty heavy. Okay, let's see how many we have here. 1, 2. I'm going to try to get them a little bit lined up. 3, 4. Let's take this little guy out. 5, 6. Let's try 10. 7. If my hand's even strong enough. 8, 9. One more. 10. All right. Let's see if what it does. 10. Okay, so it's not bending it. Look at that. It's not bending it at all. Wow. That was easy. Wow, that's awesome. Okay. Wow. I'm really impressed with that. I think that oil has caught the fiber. Okay, wow. That's pretty cool. Now, one thing I do wish, I mean, they weren't super expensive, I'll tell you that. I think maybe 20, maybe less. One thing I do wish is that it had a guard, not this little plastic sleeve, because even if I were to put that in my can, this may come off. So I do wish, that's one thing. Maybe, is it under here? No. So that might be some feedback I give, because it does say if you have any feedback. Okay, here's 10. Okay, now let's see what this little guy looks like. Little chubby guy. That'll be a nice little tag in my junk to journal. Again, a little has some oil on it. Okay. All right, let's see. Now, I wouldn't be cutting a bunch of these with the little one, but let's just see what it does. No bend. I'm going to get my other ones out and see how good they do. Wow, those are great. All right, let's see how this one does. Okay, this one is struggling. I'm not going to lie. Okay, did it though, and it didn't bend. Now let's try... Let's try my paper scissors just to give you an example. Bend. Bend. Yeah, they're not going to do it. Well, I'm glad I got them. I think they're great. They're going to be really good for sewing projects that I do. So I'm very happy to get them. Now I have all these fun little pieces to do something. Maybe it's time to make some clusters. So, well, that's all I have in my show and tell. I just had some things and I wanted to show you and then get them off of my desk, put them where they go. And I thought, well, just show you what I have. So thanks for hanging out with me. And don't forget, we pray blessings over you. And we want you to know you're so loved. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye.